Hey, what's going on? This is Kojo here. So this video that you're about to watch is part of a new series I just started. It's called "What's the Best Part of Your Day?" And I'm going to be talking with some of the people within my TikTok community, asking them about the best part of their day, and in this case, the best part of their week. So it's a new series. I just started it. I'd love to get you all's feedback. So let me know what you all think about it, and hopefully, it helps people out while we're all locked up in the house during this quarantine. Okay, all right, we're on back again with Tanya, right? Tania
hmm
uh,
Yep, that's me.
Estrella, and that's how you say it, right?
Uh-huh.
Estrella, okay.
Yep. The
From
two L's make a Y sound.
say again,
The two L's make a Y sound.
the two L's make a Y sound. Okay, so uh, it's like
Estrella.
it's all right. Excuse me, Estrella.
Yeah, it
Okay.
means star in Spanish.
It means star in Spanish.
hmm
Oh, okay. I did,
I'm Hispanic.
well, I mean, I knew that, but I didn't know that Estrella star. So what does Estrada mean?
What is it?
Estrada, like the last name Estrada.
It means star. Estrella.
Oh, Estrella means star, but what about the
Yeah.
last name Estrada? Estrada. Have you heard that?
Yeah, I've heard of that, but I don't think it has a
Okay,
meaning.
okay. The Estrella Star. Okay, so Tanya the
hmm
Star.
Yeah.
Do people call you that a lot? Tanya the Star.
Not really. Well, I had a few friends. Yeah.
Okay, well I'll call you that. So on the earlier calls, I spoke to Jamie. Then I spoke to Jamie from Michigan, Zachary from North Carolina, if my memory serves me correct. Yeah, Zach was from North Carolina. Then we had um, Melissa from Florida, now Tanya
hmm
from Utah. So we were
Yep.
talking about the best part of our week and what we've been doing during quarantine. So I'll start off. Earlier in the other lives, I talked about how the best part of my week was my grandma saying she was proud of me. But I want to switch it up because I don't want to keep saying the same thing. So
hmm
another good thing that happened this week for me was uh, that I don't have any symptoms of the virus. I'm happy. I'm healthy. Waking up every morning. All my patients are good. Nobody has the corona at my hospital, so I'll take that as a blessing.
hmm
And in my free time, I've just been hanging at the house, not going anywhere, playing video games. I've got, you know, my controllers here, so that's what I've been doing. So now I want to know. First, tell me a little bit about yourself, and then what you've been doing during the quarantine, and then we'll get to the best part of the week.
Okay. So I'm 23 years old. I'm from Utah. I'm a nursing student. I'm a home health and hospice aide as well. I was working at a veterans nursing home too. So, but right now I'm mostly home health and hospice.
Okay, and how has the quarantine affected uh, are you still able to work in hospice or?
So a lot of the facilities are either completely locked down, no visitors at all,
Mhm.
and then some of them do let healthcare workers come in. So my hospice patients, they've allowed me to come in. But
Okay,
for the veterans home, completely locked down, no nurses, no aides.
and do they restrict your travel, or is Utah on a shutdown? How's it
No.
there? Okay,
Right now it's just like self isolation. Everyone's just trying to be self isolated.
okay,
So, but
yeah.
other than that, no.
I know here in Virginia we have um, a state of emergency. The governor declared a state of emergency, and everybody's supposed to stay at home. I don't think we've been shut
hmm
down particularly, but I'm not traveling because I don't want to, bring anything back to
hmm
expose any patients, and I don't want to be that one person who, oh, he went to here and now everybody's sick. So I'm just staying at home and trying to do my part and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I travel for, well, I drive a lot for my job. So, but as soon as I see a patient, I sanitize, wash my hands and
Right.
stuff, and then obviously, other than that, I just come straight home.
But I mean, people in healthcare are essential staff. Like
Mhm.
essential staff have to work, so we don't
Yeah.
get the option of like not working.
Yeah. And people still have to be taken care of.
Right. And so with your nursing school, how did the quarantine affect your like clinicals and all that stuff?
So I'm in my second semester of nursing school, and the program that I am in, the first 3 semesters are online for the bachelor's program. And then
Oh,
after the third one, I will start my clinicals. So it hasn't affected me yet. So,
okay.
but I have other friends who are a semester ahead of me, and they've had to cut their clinicals. So
Okay. So the ones who are supposed to graduate in May, are they still going to graduate or?
I'm not sure. I don't think I know anyone that is in the graduation kind
Okay.
of area yet, but
Yeah, because I know like even like people who are testing for NCLEX is pushed like a whole lot of things like back.
yeah.
You know.
I just know like a lot of like um their clinicals are kind of they're trying to do it more online setting,
Mhm.
like skills pass off and stuff, but other than that, I'm not sure about graduation.
Okay. And so you're in your second semester, and then how
Hmm.
many semesters is the whole program?
It's I think 8 or 9 semesters.
Okay, and this is bachelor's in nursing.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So you 2022,
And 23.
23. No, the class of 2021 or like when you graduate.
Oh, 2022.
Yeah, 2022. Okay. All right. So
So I have 2 years.
you got time. Okay. And
Yeah.
so during the quarantine, when you come back home from work, how do you spend your time?
um just schoolwork. Take a
Okay.
nap.
I keep forgetting you have online work. And it's
Yeah.
like because like Melissa, I mean when you watch the whole YouTube series at the end you'll see she talked about taking the time to connect with family and
Hmm.
watching a lot of Netflix and
Yeah.
we spoke about Tiger King. I'm gonna check out Tiger. Have you watched Tiger King yet?
Uh-uh.
Okay, well check it out. People are talking about this Tiger King series on Netflix, so that'll be my little homework assignment for the weekend because there's nothing else to do. But
Yeah.
just connecting with family. Have you found that the quarantine is allowing you to connect with your loved ones better or worse?
Worse. I actually had
Oh,
like as with my job, I had
mm-hmm.
one of my patients, she's on hospice, and during hospice it's a little bit harder for them and their family. Um and now they can't have any visitors, and my patient's daughter would come see her every day, and now she can't.
Oh, dang.
So I when I go see her, we'll FaceTime. And she's kind of confused, so she gets really upset, and she kind
Yeah,
of cries and stuff that her daughter can't come see her anymore. So
yeah.
you have to repeat to her about what's going on. But
Mm-hmm.
um, for me personally, I live at home with my mom
Okay.
and my sister, so I see them all the time. And my sister's
Okay.
in nursing school with me too, so we're in the same program.
Oh, are you on the same class or is she ahead of you?
I think she's like a couple classes ahead of me. She did some classes before, and then
Okay.
just transferred over.
Okay. So you get to see your family on a regular basis, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not different. Yeah, for me, it's a
Yeah.
little different because I'm in Virginia. I took a job here, and my family's back in Georgia, so
Mhm.
I'm kind of stranded, but not really because we have like family group message, video calls, and my brother will Snapchat me all the time, so
Mhm.
we do kind of keep in touch with each other. It is a
Yeah.
little difficult, but I guess by being at home you're always at home with your people, right?
Yeah. I'm really grateful that I'm where I'm at right now with like my work and my family situation. So.
Yeah. No, definitely because like I've been telling everybody who I call, well, not everybody, but a few people. I saw a TikTok video once again, a TikTok video where somebody was explaining that by the time you graduate high school and go to college, you've already spent 93% of the time that you just spent with your parents has already been spent.
Mhm.
So like that was mind blowing to me. So like when I get
Yeah.
the chance to go back home, and I'm with my parents, I'll just sit at home and just like try and take in the moment because
Yeah.
sometimes we're a victim to our smartphones. We stay on these phones for so long, and I know for me,
Exactly.
and I'm
Yeah.
I'm always on the go and
Mhm.
whatnot. So like I've definitely learned to like just kind of slow down,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna try and make it a lifestyle even after the quarantine is over.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
what would you say is the best part of your week? This past week, that's been going on. What's been the best part of your week?
Um, Probably that again, that situation with that patient. After the call ended,
Mhm.
I gave her a hug, to like comfort her and stuff. And she told me she loved me and that she's grateful that I'm there to take care of her and, just be able to still work because I can't
Yeah,
imagine being home 24/7 right now.
yeah,
So,
yep. And I didn't even think about that yet. Like I definitely it's like it's one thing for me to tell people like when people say I'm locked up in the house, what do I do? I'm anxious. It's
hmm
one thing for me is to say all the self care, go outside, get some fresh air, blah blah blah. But
yeah.
like I have like I'm able to go to work because like I'm
hmm
essential staff. And as busy as I get sometimes, I'm like, oh, I got this. I got notes to do at work. I have this to do. If I didn't have that, like I would actually, for me to be a home board would be worse for me.
Yeah.
Like I
Well,
would,
I'm a homebody, so it doesn't really change for me. Um, but yeah, I'm glad to be able to go to
yeah.
work.
And I mean, I would consider myself a homebody too, because I mean, I do travel and stuff, but like
Yeah.
I don't club or I don't really go out like that. I like to
Yeah.
just be at the house,
hmm
but not being able to work and having to be at home for like weeks on end, like I really feel for a lot of people. Like
Yeah.
that's very difficult. So at least I
hmm
get the chance to go to work and I get human interaction. I get to talk to patients and
Yeah,
coworkers and
for
stuff like
sure.
that. So yeah, it can be very difficult for a lot of people. Okay. And I
hmm
mean, I like the thing that you mentioned about the hospice because like I keep forgetting about how different people are affected by this. Like if you're
hmm
in hospice, like you go to see your loved one who's like at the end of their life, and now you can't see them for a few weeks, and hopefully, you
Yeah.
know, people, there'll be some people who I guess won't make it to the end of the quarantine. So
Yeah.
that really reshaped my perspective.
It
So
kind of worries me if they will be able to, say their goodbyes if
yeah,
it does happen. I read an article that if you are affected with COVID, like if you are or you do have COVID,
mhm.
you die alone. So, um,
Yeah, I've been seeing stories like that. I'm not sure if I can verify them because there's so much information going around.
yeah.
I try and be like, okay, is this a reputable source? But I am reading that people who are like passing away from COVID are passed away by themselves, like, and family
hmm
can't even come and see them for fear of catching something. And I mean,
Yeah.
that right there, like, that's really heartbreaking because,
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
really tough. My
Yeah.
goodness, like, death is already one thing, but
Yeah.
oh my gosh. So, I mean, that's why for me, I like to think about the positive and um,
Yeah.
anything.
I try to stay away from like looking on unresourceable links and
Yeah.
stuff like that because it doesn't do any good.
And then the thing is, you're not going to change your situation to
Mm-mm.
how often do you spend like watching corona related news?
Not very much actually. The only thing I look on my phone is Instagram and TikTok. That's it,
Yeah.
and Snapchat. But other than that, I try to, um, if it's something, if like I'm going through my feed and it's something negative, I'm like, okay, I'm done being on my phone. I need to go do something else. So,
Okay.
but for COVID, usually my company will update us
Hmm.
and email us with things that's going on in our county. So that's how, because it's more verified that way. But
Yeah.
other than that, I try to stay off a line online with the COVID stuff. So
Yeah, and that's how I am too. Like Virginia Health Department and my hospital will send emails, and I'm able to access those emails from the house, so I can read those emails. And then we have education regarding, the virus that we have to do as medical professionals. So that's how I learn about everything. I try not to consume too much of what people are saying in the media. Too much will make you anxious, and it will just kind of have you on the edge. So yeah, I kind of limit how much I consume.
I think we were talking about how I keep updated with COVID and stuff, and how you said about it.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And you mentioned that your job provides resources, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the same for me at my hospital. We have resources, of course. I'm early on. I used to check CNN. I don't as much. I just can't keep up with it. I'll just read the
Mhm.
resources that is provided by the hospital, and they link us to the CDC's website. And I just go from there. And yeah, I don't try and stay too consumed in it, because it's gonna make you anxious. Like if you read every single story, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
So I
Mhm.
just take it, day by day, and that's how I, manage any anxiety related to the fear of the unknown with the virus. So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. So one thing that I asked Melissa to do, uh, which she had a really good answer. I mean, you'll see that when it gets posted on YouTube. But I asked her to tell me what was the one big thing that she learned in the midst of all of this, quarantine and lockdown, and everything being kind of closed. Like, what was the one big takeaway for you?
Mm, I don't know how, like again, just how grateful to be able to work and
Yeah,
work in healthcare. I didn't think working in healthcare was a big deal until like this
yeah.
pandemic happened and stuff. So, um, but yeah, I think just to be grateful that I chose this path. So
Okay, no, that's great. Like literally, every single person in healthcare is important, and I've learned that too. That's
mhm,
the one big takeaway that I've learned. Because in healthcare, sometimes, and you'll see, you're doing the nursing thing, you'll see that within every specialty, there's some type of drama. Nurses,
mhm,
if you have your master's or your bachelor's, they look down on people who have their associate's degree. And then within
exactly.
the whole healthcare thing, you have NPs versus PAs versus MDs and versus is versus psychologists. So much turf wars, and people are, oh, I got the best degree, and and then when something like this happens, it doesn't matter what your degree is. It doesn't matter if you're the tech or the janitor. Like everybody has a role, within the
Yeah,
healthcare system, and everybody is important. That's what I've learned personally.
yeah. I I've been a CNA for like 5 years now, and we're looked down upon, and now right now like we're the ones who take care
Right.
of people mostly. We're the ones who are always there. So um, I just think we all work
Yeah.
together, and we're doing all the same thing as to take care of people. So
Yeah.
I
No.
don't think it matters what kind of profession you're in and stuff. So
No, I completely agree. And the CNAs who spend so much time with the patients, at least for me, sometimes they're the ones who are able to catch things with the patient because they spend so much time with the patients. The nurses,
mhm,
they do spend time. The doctors are in and out. So the CNAs are, true heroes at the front
mhm,
lines. They need enough masks, and I mean, I'm huge on CNAs and techs everywhere. Getting the recognition that they deserve because they're working hard, and unless you've worked in the hospital, you don't know how hard it is to like turn a patient, like turning a patient, like when I
yeah,
worked in ICU, it was difficult to turn a patient. And because I'm a guy, I would always help people. But then when it was time for me to get help, I'd be looking around to try and get someone to help me out, and it's very helpful to have techs who enjoy being at work. And I know that
mhm,
by being a tech for 5 years, by the time you're a nurse, like your patients will be able to tell that you really care about it. So
mhm,
I think
yeah,
that's very commendable.
mhm. Yeah,
So
it's made me the person who I am. It's made me um, more patient, more loving, more kind. I don't know. It's just made me the kind of person I am for taking care of people. So
yeah, that's fantastic. And I mean, for me, like when I graduated nursing school, I mean, when I went in, I didn't have any type of medical experience at all. So everything, like, for me, it was like a huge shock.
Mhm.
Like, I'm 20 years old working in the ICU, seeing people die left and right. We're calling the eye bank, and then LifeLink is coming there in the ICU to look at people who could possibly donate organs. Like,
Yeah.
it was very tough on me, like, physically and emotionally, because I'd
Mhm.
never been in the hospital before. So having that experience is huge, I think.
Yeah. It changes you
It,
in
it-
a good, and there's some negatives, but
yeah,
mostly good.
right. But like with anything, you take the good with the bad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, all right, Tanya, I'm not gonna hold you up too much, but thank you so much for
Yeah.
joining in all the way from Utah. And that's the beauty of technology, that we can be here quarantined, but I'm out here in Virginia and you're in Utah. We can still
Mhm.
connect. So thank you so much. I really
Yeah,
appreciate
for
it.
sure.
Yeah, and
Thank you.
you have Instagram too, right?
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So when this thing gets like produced and all that stuff, you'll get to see your snippet on Instagram. I think it'll be really cool.
Okay. Sounds
All
good.
right.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you
Have a
so
good
much.
night.
Have a good
Mhm.
night, you too.